All right, so this is my new to me 1997 Toyota 4Runner.
I think he spent like his last $1,500 on the car.
It's in need of some work for sure, especially the paint, and the motor is quite leaky.
Then I heard that it just exploded on the freeway.
She's a little rough around the edges, you know. Aside from that, it is not rusty.
We didn't figure this out at the time, but the radiator had just melted.
I figure I bought it for $1,500. I can probably throw in another $800 on top of what I've spent and get this thing in decent shape, flip it around and sell it. So that's the goal.
My name is Creed Ferguson.
My name is Wilson McKay.
My name is Tiffany Peters.
And I'm a good friend of Drew Vadano's.
I'm Drew's friend.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure how I got involved.
Check 1, 2.
Sweet, are we recording? My name's Drew Vadano. I bought a crappy old Toyota from a guy in Wyoming.
Have you ever seen something so beautiful?
I quit my job, but then moved home and didn't have like a next job lined up. So I had a lot of time on my hands. It's gonna take forever to get down.
Thanks, buddy.
Got work. I started scrolling Facebook Marketplace and I came across this 3rd gen 4Runner up in Wyoming.
Boy, did he hit the jackpot.
Drew had texted me the night before. He's like, hey, do you want to come with me to Cheyenne? We can pick up a car that I'm going to buy. Showed up early the next morning. We drove up to Cheyenne.
It was quite the high. You know, we drove up to Cheyenne, and
Met this guy who said that he was a Toyota mechanic for a few years.
I thought it was a bad idea from the start, to be completely frank, but I knew that in my heart of hearts, there was nothing that I could do to stop the inevitable.
The car looked cool, had a snorkel on it. It'd probably be really easy to sell to a high schooler.
So I didn't even have to ask him whether or not he was going to buy it, because I just knew that he was going to, and that I couldn't stop him, that no one could stop him.
I have acquired a new vehicle. 97 4Runner baby.
An unstoppable force to be reckoned with.
just the excitement. The excitement was high. I saw the car. He was like, oh, I'm definitely going to buy this car.
Just bought it right there on spot.
It's in some general disarray, but like the thing runs for $1,500. How can you go wrong with that? This coolant leak. I call it a water pump. There's fuel leaking out of the injectors. Oh, come on, dude. I'm hosed. Screwed. I'm so over this. I just want to be done. Want to be done. Coolant leak somewhere. There's a leak up here. Why is that leaking? Go! I want to kill myself. This is so hard and difficult. Oh, now I gotta make sure it starts and doesn't explode.
So Drew called me, and the first thing he said was that the car had exploded. The radiator had exploded.
I was riding behind Drew, and just about 15 minutes in, all hell broke loose.
The rear view mirror has become occupied with kind of a lot of fog.
Hey, Creed, do you think that something's wrong with the car? And he's like,
No, it's snow. It's for sure snow.
no, Tiffany, I think it's just kicking up snow.
And then I look over to my left and none of the other cars on the road are kicking up any snow. I see the temperature gauge start climbing pretty fast.
Then like 5 minutes later, he called me again. He's like, yeah, something is not right. I just lost the throttle.
Drew put the hazards on.
So we pulled over to the side of the road, opened it up, and
This huge cloud of steam kind of blasted him in his face. And it was a face of disappointment.
I just remember like staring at this smoking car on the side of the interstate like, yeah, everyone was right. Like, this was a bad idea.
The second thing he told me was that they towed it with a carabiner for climbing.
we towed it using a climbing carabiner and a tow strap, and with about 10 feet of give.
So we towed it 20 miles to the nearest Napa Auto Parts, and
The power braking is reliant on the vehicle being running, and so if it wasn't running, whoever was steering the new 4Runner wouldn't have any power braking to be able to stop from slamming into the one in front of him.
Even when I was like in a pretty like life-threatening situation, being towed behind the other 4Runner. I was like, this is a blast, dude.
Hi. My brand new project just exploded itself.
Creed, you gotta wave.
Yeah, wave your hand, Creed.
I don't know if we'll be able to see it. He was quite the trooper. I was a little concerned because
Creed had no power braking, he had no power steering, and he had no airbags.
So with one foul swoop, Drew could have ruined both of his cars.
We have replaced the radiator after much screaming and gnashing of teeth, as well as the thermostat. Just waiting on it to warm up and make sure nothing explodes. But that was catastrophic. That took us like a couple of hours in 20-degree weather outside Napa Auto Parts.
Man, this is shaping up.
Picked up a new radiator, threw that bad boy in.
Got it running. We ran out of coolant because we dumped it all over the Napa parking lot. So we shuttled water from the subway water fountain.
And yeah, about 6 hours later, rolled home. I think we got back pretty late that night. Over the next month, I basically like redid half the seals that were easily manageable without pulling the whole motor.
Drew became known as the Lord of Dubious Investments because I think all of us questioned whether or not he was gonna be able to sell this thing for more than he bought it for, or if it would even run again.
Got her up on jack stands. Fixed it, son of a bitch.
I replaced valve cover gaskets,
Brand new, brand new.
the timing belt, the water pump.
I'm glad I'm doing the timing belt. Check that out. That's bad. Just fought with this bracket down here for like an hour and a half. Oops, let me smush the condenser. There it goes.
A bunch of sensors,
Got new 2 sensors. Look.
the lower ball joints.
Out with the old. Yeah, kind of effed. In with the new.
Some of the radiator hosing, PCV valve. I originally thought it was going to be about $800 worth of work, and it, including tools, ended up being like $1,500. I lost hope maybe a couple times. I knew that it would be trying. I just didn't know that it would be that trying. Like, it was hellish at times. I ended up having to do a couple of those jobs a few times, either because I bought crappy parts that were cheap, or dude, when you take old parts off an old car and you don't replace the parts along the way, like gaskets and stuff, you end up having to replace them later once you've reinstalled everything. I think I replaced the lower intake gasket like 2 or 3 times. I did the timing belt and water pump job twice because I realized that I got an old paper gasket with it instead of the new metal and rubber ones, so I had to go back in.
It's in. I got the new one in. That took 4 hours this time around.
The valve cover cracked once I got that installed, and I had to replace that.
That is a lot bigger than I thought. Time to replace it with the new one.
And then the new one also cracked, so I just JB welded it. Got the 4-wheel drive working, it just needed some vacuum lines swapped over. So I got this thing like cleaned up, and it was in okay condition.
No leaks. Leaks is for geeks. Look at that, baby. Freaking go.
Some guy came and took it for a test drive, got it stuck on the test drive. So some Jeep pulled him out. We drove back to the parking lot, and he was like, all right, yeah, I'll take it.
All right, dude, the homie, Big Chris, bought the 4Runner. He's driving away with it right over there. Sold it. It's gone. End of an era.
I guess in the end, he really became the Lord of Prosperous Investments because he did in fact sell it for more than he bought it for.
The whole point of it was to like get a car, to learn how to work on that motor, and I actually made some money on it. I did swear a lot, but it's okay. I learned a lot too. I'm working on it.
Being able to be there with people that I enjoyed and not people that like made the whole thing a lot harder was pretty sick.
I had kind of a good time. Because again, maybe I just had this intuition that there was going to be something of an adventure that day.
Dude, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, dude.
I definitely couldn't have done it without you guys.
Aw.
Yeah. It has given me nothing but more confidence to invest in a new project vehicle.
New whip, do this.
there tends to be a bit of a hole in my car. That doesn't work. All of that. There are a bunch of holes. Those are the fenders. Pretty sick.
No vent in the back. On 37s on stock Homer suspension.
Look at this hardworking man.
What? It also rides like a covered wagon.